Hey everyone, sorry about that. A little AI problem going on over here. Welcome to Three Corners of Horror, live here on Horror Fiend TV. I am Joe, the psychologist, and tonight we are one man down. Brother is getting his thing done, so gotta give him the night off. But I got my beer brother tonight. So Ricky, how you doing?
What up, son? Sorry about that. Streamer has an update, so all of my buttons look different, bro. But I'm doing good. I just came back from the theaters earlier today, so I'm going in fresh as hell. I barely have any notes. I don't know anything about this movie other than what I just saw, and what I saw was not what I was expecting. But we're gonna talk about that. How you doing, bro? How's it
I'm
going, Joe,
good. I'm
psychologist?
good. I'm good. Yeah, same thing. Not what I expected. But so tonight, what are we talking about? Well, who do you call when a robot humanoid military
We live,
robot
pal.
goes AWOL? I know, so don't interrupt. Who do you call? What you call M3GAN 2.0.
Oh,
I've
he
been
got the.
waiting to use these for this. It is directed and written by Gerard Johnston, and it stars Allison Williams as Gemma, Violet McGraw as, damn it, Cady, Amy McDonald, and Jenna Davis as M3GAN. The military has created a robot for special missions that becomes self aware, hunting down everyone involved with the creation, which started with M3GAN, who now offers to help them take down this AWOL robot. I'm gonna take these off now, but it was fine.
Oh
Oh, I can keep
man,
them on. I
yeah,
mean,
keep
I
him
was dying to
on.
use them when I saw the movie. I'm
They look
like,
cool, and plus I can see all
boom.
your notes are on your shade, so I got an
Oh,
inside look.
oh, that's true.
Well, actually, if I can see them, everyone can see them.
But yes, so tonight we are talking M3GAN 2.0,
Look at this
the
guy. Look at
follow
this guy.
up to M3GAN, who is now being relabeled as M3GAN 1.0. If you haven't
Is it really?
noticed, yeah, if you look on, I think Stars or anywhere streaming, now they had calling it M3GAN 1.0.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But let's say a quick hello, and someone was already giving me a hard time, even though they live with me and know what was going on.
Hi, my handsome fellas. What up? What up, Selena V? How you doing? I've been waiting for this one, Megan 2.0. I can't wait to see it. And I even had to join my boys while I'm on vacation. I'm assuming. Well, thanks for spreading your vacation with us, Selena.
Thank you. And if you didn't see it, you probably won't. Um, but yeah, let's, because honestly, your memory is a little more fresher than mine. I saw this like over a week ago because then that was followed by Jurassic Park Rebirth and then How to Train Your Dragon. So I have watched three movies since then. So holding on as much as I could from memory. But yes,
Strong summer so far. Tell you that.
this was not what I expected. And just, I'm going to say it off the bat and close it off when I rate it. Um, I saw just bits and pieces of the trailer to not get it ruined for me. And we went from a horror to just an action sci-fi.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
mean, I guess you could put a little horror in there, but it wasn't really
Just
enough.
let's go ahead and say it right now. This is not a horror film,
It's not a horror movie, no.
but that's okay. That's all right.
But in fairness, what I am going to do though, because I'm not going to lie, I did enjoy the movie. This is the weird part because we're doing this to review a horror movie. If I was going in knowing it was going to be a movie about robots, my mindset would have been, all right, this is going to be about a movie about robots fighting, science fiction, action, no horror. So they could put, some kills, they're going to be cool, but it'd be sci-fi. So yeah, as I'm watching it, I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm gonna, damn it, Ricky and JR, you lucky. I'm gonna say that you didn't go see it.
No,
Ricky,
I'm actually, I kind of, I did want to get his view on this movie because I know how LGR is, but who knows? I know he does watch trailers, so probably he would have a better idea what to
Inkling.
expect. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I didn't. I'll be honest though. Now that I said that, I did see the trailer a long time ago. I was forced because I was in the theater. I was like, I already closed my eyes to like 4 trailers. Like, the trailers just never ended, bro. So I was like, by the time I got to this, like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch this movie. I did not know we were gonna review it at the time. So, But I don't remember anything from that trailer other than like the sci-fi stuff. So that's why I went into this movie thinking it was gonna be kind of like a Jason X, where it took place in space itself for whatever reason. I don't know why I had that in my head.
Oh, that
So
would be
that's why I was like,
different.
oh, it's gonna be like Jason X, or maybe like one of the later Chucky films where they go so over the top and away from its like just away from like what made it what it is, and they're kind of they're gonna venture into different genres now. That's what I thought, and that's not what this movie was at all. So
No, and I mean, again, because so I'll explain it a little more at the end. It's going to be a little cheat thing. I'm going to rate it as a horror movie, but I'm also going to rate it as a movie because, again, I only didn't like the fact that this was non-horror. You know, I had a good time. I ate my popcorn. Action was fun. The girl who plays Amelia, I thought she kicked ass. You know, and I the humor was it landed. The theater was laughing. You
yeah,
know, you weren't hearing everybody going, ugh, you know what I mean? Like, I think even though people who went, what the fuck, then just said, all right, I'm just gonna watch this movie. And then, you know, you got like there's humor. It's taking, yes, it's taking, I guess maybe they don't want to do horror. However, I did read that Jason Bloomhouse admits they kind of fucked up on this one. You know, they should have stuck with the horror. But as usual, what did they announce? An unrated version. But what's the unrated version going to be? I
nah,
mean,
they're not getting me twice because the first
they just
M3GAN they said unrated, and what the hell did they add to it that made it so much more like
not a whole
violent?
lot. I told you guys, I saw the first one in the theater and I redid it to do the unrated one, and there was not a whole lot.
Yeah, yeah,
But you
yeah.
know, I mean, because in all fairness, we'll discuss the movie. Let's knock out the fact that this wasn't a horror. Like your own feelings on that. Like, go ahead and let me know.
You know what? I don't mind it, and in fact, I respect it. I know Blumhouse was probably like, "Fuck, yeah, we should have just not went in a totally different direction." But this is the kind of movie I can see 3, 4, 5 years from now, maybe once it's on like heavy rotation on streaming, it's gonna pick up on fans because I think this movie, in my opinion, I enjoyed this more than the first one. I just did. I think the jokes landed more. Near the end, of course, when they reveal everything, it kind of took a dip for me. I'll get into that later. But overall, I think it was a clever way of trying something different, but staying within the narrative structure of what made the original movie the original movie. Now, obviously, this was heavily inspired by Terminator 2. It's almost
Oh.
the exact same story, almost. The difference is in that movie, the Terminator. It's Terminator 2. Arnold's Terminator is a completely different Terminator than the first one. Here, the redemption of Megan is the same as that killer that killed people. And now they're gonna accept her as like a good guy, which I get it. It's fine, but it's a little hard to swallow. But to go back again to answer your question, I don't mind that it's not a complete horror film because it's different. And if you're gonna do another sequel, you can't retread things. I liked how they kind of changed the tone up, and it was entertaining. As long as it was entertaining, and you mentioned the theater was laughing. When I got my tickets to this, I was like, everyone's seeing Superman. There was nobody on the little guide, the map. So I said, I'm going to pick my seat right in the middle this time because I'm going to have the whole theater to myself. Of course, when I go, there's a fucking family, like 5 fucking people with kids. They were fucking laughing. Their phones went off, blah, blah, blah. I was going nuts, bro. But to be fair, they laughed at almost everything. So they were loving the fucking movie. And because of that, you know what? All right, if they're laughing, having a good time, that makes me have a good time. I like that. So when you say people were laughing, in my theater, the few that were there, they were into it, and I chuckled a few times too at some of the jokes on there. So if
Well,
it's not a horror film, it's okay. I don't mind it. I now if somebody says nah, it's not a horror film, I hate it. I respect that. I get it. I understand. But I give them credit for at least trying something different. If bombed at the box office because of that, probably. But it's alright. I think this movie will pick up a few more fans after the dust is settled and it's streaming and anyone can watch it. I think people will enjoy it for what it is. Don't compare it to anything else.
no.
I mean, it's gonna have Terminator comparisons, but it's a homage in a way because they did not hide the fact that they got a lot of ideas, not just from Terminator, but from other sci-fi action films. You know, I mean, Steven Seagal. I mean, all his movies were fucking.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same thing. But, you know. All right, let's go ahead and say hello before I keep babbling. We're gonna babble on tonight. I have a feeling that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're down one, but let's just, we'll just make the best of it, man. I wish Gia would have saw this though, because I know he would have had.
He will though, and I will say though, the thing is, I think Amelia would have liked this movie also.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'll get to that 1 second. Oh, never mind. Sorry about that. Oh God, sorry. Yo, what up, P Rockzilla?
Rock, what's up?
What up, son? What up? And Joe, I need those shades.
I'll depending on how much time we take up, I'll give the story on these shades at the end. It's actually a pretty interesting story.
But before we continue, because I'll probably forget mentioning. Somebody mentioned the violence. Was it you just now that I mentioned the PG? You mentioned PG, right? Yes.
Well,
it's PG-13.
Yeah.
So you know how I feel about that. But I did like the way this film handled the violence in it, because they always shied away from it, but in clever ways.
Yeah.
Like when Amelia would slap the guy's head off, but you saw it through the silhouette instead. Or when she took that guy and turned his head around, but it transitioned to the next scene with the head twist. It was just clever. I like that. If you're gonna go PG-13 and not be violent and gory, then be creative with it. And I think this movie did that. I wish it did it more though. Like at the end when the villain got his, I was almost expecting a lot of blood there, but I forgot. Oh wait a minute, it's PG-13. So they gave us the little cheap cutaway. Blood hits not a lot of blood either. It's the window.
It's a little splatter, a little splash.
And we got P-Rock. So first movie was a horror, and this one isn't. Yeah. Joe, handle that. Yeah, explain it if you want.
I mean, so all right, the sequel I say falls under sci-fi action. It's sci-fi action. Terminator. Even though it's oddly enough, I find the first Terminator be more with horror.
Yeah, that film was.
And then
good shout.
The sequel then went
more action. Yeah,
action, sci-fi. But the first one, I mean, remember you're talking about a robot who is stalking the scene, and we're going to talk about, the AI and robot movies at the end after we're done with this. But, even the scene where he's stalking her, in the theater, the strobe lights, like that's horror. And the first one, yes, to answer your question, P-Rock, the first one was horror. With this one, because I think instead of making M3GAN be yet again a psychopath robot killer, they had to go another way. So introducing a robot. Now, I kind of listen, that idea is cool. At the same time, a competitor, because remember that I didn't get the name of the first guy, but he is mentioned in the movie. The one that sold the information about M3GAN that dies in the elevator, he could have, instead of selling it to the military, actually had sold it to Mattel. And Mattel created their own type of, Amelia. Actually created Amelia. And Amelia went AWOL. And in order to stop this robot, well, you needed another one. And then you could have done M3GAN 2.0. Again, I think I'm not a writer. That's just kind of my honest opinion. If they wanted to turn this into a bit of a horror. But once you realize...
I'm sorry.
But once you realize that, Amelia is hunting everyone down, and they advise Gemma, hey, she's coming for you. And when M3GAN goes, hey, I've been here the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I loved, because that's where I'll give the horror nod on it. She was stalking them this whole entire time. Like, she never left. She was like a ghost. She was a presence.
She was watching
the whole time. So, when Gemma finally realized, like, M3GAN had been there the whole time, she's like, oh, shit. Like, really? You've been around? Like, I got rid of you? So I did like the way the movie transitioned into bringing her along. I loved when they put her into the little robot body. I mean, and I did see that a little bit in the trailer, but just seeing it played out a little bit longer.
Tiny little, Teletubby thing she called it.
When the scene played out a little longer, it was. I actually started to. At first, I was like, oh, I didn't see this in the trailer. But then when they're still using her for the mission in the little body, I'm like, dude, like this is how good M3GAN is. Because she's AI. It's just really a little body. They
Yeah.
were smart in not giving her something that she could be able to turn the tides on them
Mhm.
and still be able to use the capacity of her robot. So I actually, I'm asked to say, did you like how they transitioned M3GAN? Like basically how she was now, she pops up and then was used to help him out because she genuinely did want to help him out.
Yeah, because I like the big. It makes sense because her original programming was to protect Katie, right?
And still is.
And still is, yes. She doesn't have any free will because she can't control that, right? That was the whole purpose of this. And I love how the fact she was like, yeah, Gemma said, you killed people. She's like, I was young, I was stupid. And Gemma's like, yeah, you know what, you're right. What the fuck?
She goes, I was having a bad day.
Yeah. Oh, that's brother, that's more than a bad day. So I think it worked, and I love the whole AI concept and the fact that the way AI is. This takes place a little bit in the future, I'm assuming, because AI is super advanced compared to right now. Like with that one character, his name escapes me, but the guy that was in the wheelchair, and when he was talking to Gemma, trying to sign her, have her sign over her assets.
Yeah.
And also he goes, hold on, he gets a call, and he's like, you can't see it, but you can see him just talking to somebody. He's swiping around, and she's like, really? He's like, hold on, oh, I'm talking to so-and-so. Hold on, just snap the picture. Here you go. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I don't know why, but I found that funny, just because they didn't show up, but that's how
rude.
Exactly. And the way he did it was like just showing off, essentially. Then he gets up. So that's what I mean with the humor in this, and the way they use AI as part of that humor. I think it was good, and I like that they didn't go over the top with the CGI as far as M3GAN and Amelia, because they still looked like robots. I don't want to say dolls. I almost said dolls, but they still look, and the way they move, you can hear the motors and stuff like that. Sometimes it looks cartoony, obviously, but
Did you by chance get the name of the one who played Amelia?
Amelia?
Yeah.
No, no, I know who she is.
Am I saying the name wrong? It is Amelia, right?
Yeah. I just don't have the cast in front of me right now. But she was from Ahsoka. She was awesome in that show. She played a Sith in that show. She kicked ass in that show, and she kicked ass in this movie too. So it's like Ivana something. I want to say. You looking it up? All right, cool. While you do that, let me grab some comments here.
Yeah, go ahead and hit that.
P-Box says, is it a direct continuation from the first movie or a time gap? 2 years, I believe, right?
2 years.
2 years skip over. So if you haven't seen the first one, watch that one and then go into this one. It'll make more sense if you do, honestly.
Yeah, you'll need them.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't, it's fine. You'll still enjoy it, but it'll be easier to follow along if you watch the first one. And the thing is, this movie is a good movie to watch with a younger crowd, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's edgy, but it's not like over the top. It's not pervasive or nothing like that. So it's good for younger viewers as well. And that's coming from me, which is crazy to say, bro. I'm not going to spoil it, but I love the ending.
Yeah, we'll talk the ending.
We'll talk about it. We'll get to it. And yeah, we're also with AI Terminator. Ring any bells? That's the whole point of this too. Yeah, and I like the message saying like AI, it shouldn't be feared. It's just you gotta fear the people that's using it.
Behind it. And yep.
And that was a good shout.
Ivana Sakno?
Ivana, I was right. Yeah, that's her. She was from Ahsoka.
Hopefully you pronounced that right.
The actor who died, Ray Stevenson, that was his name? From she played his apprentice in that show, Ahsoka. If you haven't seen it. So.
I still have to watch those. I have not gotten to them.
Great. Oh, well, that was a great series. I loved it. I don't like all the Star Wars stuff, but that one hit for me. Go ahead.
Well, and the other part I kind of want to discuss because obviously the whole thing about M3GAN in the original one was the young girl who played M3GAN, because it wasn't really a robot. They had one voice, did M3GAN's voice.
Yeah, they got a voice actress. Yeah.
So to kind of be able to still use the same actress, I thought also when she goes, yeah, I'm gonna need a bigger body.
Yeah. Okay.
Even that, because it wasn't, and they didn't go give her a full-on adult. She was still, they kept her young enough because her mission was still to protect Cady. So if she's an adult, she's not going to be so relatable to Cady. So she stayed, kind of a teenager, I guess, or preteen, maybe.
Preteen, yeah. She was preteen. I love how she was like, don't touch my face. Don't touch my face.
Because then she threatened her.
Yeah.
I think because like I said, you saw it more sooner than I
Yeah.
did, but I
Oh,
when she
multiple
said
times. Yeah.
okay, because yeah, I thought that was funny too, and I liked it that was because that way they can still use the same actress
Yeah.
for both, and even if there is another one, obviously by then Katie herself will be older, so
It's the same actress too, so
it's the
she
same
she
actress.
got yeah, she a few years older now, which is cool that you use the same cast. And we mentioned it's not really hard, but the sci-fi elements are pretty strong in it, especially
Mhm.
when you see Megan with that body she was trying to rebuild for herself, and the
Oh,
way
that was
she's
pretty
having that
cool.
conversation with Katie. It was actually kind of creepy. She's talking to this android that's not even really put together. And it's almost she felt really sympathetic as well.
Yeah.
And I think they nailed that part. I know at this part I know you love this part. You know the part I didn't like was when she started singing. I'm like, oh god, what
Oh
is it?
God,
Now
I
it's a
hate singing.
musical, but
Yeah, and
but
even though
eh,
the song they did. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, but I was gonna say Gemma at least would say no, stop, this is terrible, stop. Don't go to the chorus, don't go to the chorus.
And I couldn't remember what the song. Do you remember what the song
Oh no,
was?
that's pop, bro.
It's a
No,
pop. It is a pop
yeah,
song.
I don't know shit about.
Um,
At least it's current pop music. If it ain't Dua Lipa, I don't know who it is.
but so I also loved how Megan showed, even though it's AI, showed remorse to the her other two co-workers.
Yeah, yeah.
She's like,
She,
"Hey, remember that time I tried to kill you? I didn't really mean that, right?" Like it
yeah,
was,
yeah,
but
yeah,
and it because again, this is showing you AI and AI trying to emulate a.
yeah.
And I'm sorry, even though system-wise they're not really feeling it.
And you're right. I like how Gemma also called her out during that same singing scene, because she was like, "I don't need your, I don't know, I forgot what it's called, but in a sense, I'm paraphrasing, but her like your fake empathy, for
Yes.
example. I want you to be the kick-ass killer robot and get Katie back." And she took the fucking chip out of her head. I was like, "All right, see, the singing annoyed me, but at least, it was meant to be stupid." And Gemma wasn't having it. She's like, "Nah, fuck this. Just
Well,
get
and
Katie back."
just to another little part that I actually did enjoy of the movie was when Gemma, the thing that she created, which the guy was telling her for
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
military, and she's knocked out and it gets on her and
yeah.
she's fighting while stupid. That was pretty funny. But I gotta give Allison her props on acting that scene because if you're supposed to be fighting and you're basically passed out, she did a really good job. Because
Mhm.
and on a rewatch, pay attention to that part because I was kind of looking a lot. She did. It looked like she was knocked out, and basically I think like exoskeleton, I'll
Yeah.
call it, took over. But dude, she did a great job in that little scene, and I
Mhm.
like that Gemma turned around to kick ass in here. The movie, as I said, as it went on, and my
That's
popcorn
right, because
bucket.
Gemma was wearing the suit. That's why she was able to.
Well, I think what happened was
Megan controlled it, right?
Megan controlled it
Yeah,
to be able to help Gemma. She was rescuing Gemma essentially because she had gotten knocked out,
yeah, yeah.
and use that. And like this is there's a reference I sometimes use to movies that are fun. It's not. It's something. They're so mindless, but they're fun. This is like a different popcorn movie for me because I'm like,
Mm.
as I'm like watching it. In some horror movies, I'm kind of like, oh shit, I got a delivery. Um,
A
I know.
delivery? What? Like I take a dump? What do you mean?
No, Alexa. If you heard a doo doo, that's my
Oh,
Alexa to let me know.
oh, they dropped the package off at your
Prime
door.
days, man. I bought a couple shit for myself, but I diverse.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Prime, I know I'm diversing, but brother came in a long time ago. I just never showed you. Heavy Metal, man, 4K. I got a
Ah,
good deal on this. If you want 4K horror films or any film in general, it don't gotta be horror. Prime Day's over, by the way.
no. Oh, tomorrow's
All right, I know we're sidetracked, but get your shit in now because you get some good fucking deals on some physical media, man. Support physical. All right, go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Oh no, I put a whole like like cleaning facial shit. Like
Before we go, let me grab these comments real quick.
yeah,
Hold
go
on,
ahead.
I think I. Oh, okay. What the hell? It says 3. What?
No, AI.
Adam, I agree. Yes. Sir. Okay, I guess. Anyway,
All right. What happened to
yeah.
the music? Oh, so
What?
well, go ahead and I mean, because we can just keep going on about the movie, but again, part of it is going to be horror. And if you want to do the same thing I'm going to do, then you're welcome to, because this is
No,
supposed to have
I'm
been.
just I'm
I'm
gonna
giving
rate it.
two ratings. I'm
No,
giving
we
a
can't do
horror
that.
rating,
Come
and I'm gonna give
on,
it
come on.
actual
That's
the
copping
other.
up.
That's not fair
But
though,
if you do it
because
for this movie, you gotta do it for everything, you know?
well, because it's not a horror movie though.
No. Listen. It's not a horror film, but
All right, so
listen.
all right, I see what you're saying. I'll do.
Oh,
All
let me
right.
take this off. Because if you're gonna give it a horror movie
No,
rating,
all right.
since it's not really heavily, it's not gonna lean heavily on horror. Rating it as a horror is almost a little unfair, you know?
All right, so I'll just go ahead and just rate the movie. But the thing is, I'm not rating it based on horror. I'm gonna just rate it on overall, and I'm I, I'm a 3.5 because, like I said, it was fun.
Yeah.
I didn't walk out of the movie hating it.
Yeah,
Adam and
that's
I.
what I thought. I went in like, oh, so
No,
much
Adam and I walked out. We talked about it. We said that was kind of fun. We both agreed and had the same thought. It wasn't similar to the other one. However, we didn't hate it. The fight scenes were awesome. It was, you were rooting for M3GAN, whereas before, now she became the anti-hero?
Yeah.
Right? She's the anti-hero now. So it turned out to actually be a fun movie. So yeah, 3.5. I mean, I would have liked, I guess, but it's PG. Excuse me, burp there. It's PG-13, as you said, and I probably will check out the unrated version because I'm gonna want to be curious to see
what they're
kind
gonna
of
put in
stuff.
there, though.
Yeah, that's what I want to see, but you never know.
Unless
But
they add scenes, I don't really see a way how to. Unless like when the guy, I mean, if you want to get to the ending, go ahead right now too. But like the last kill, instead of like just showing the blood, maybe they filmed his head actually exploding, then it cuts to the blood, which would be cool. They could do that.
I guess but yeah, that's my score. I mean, like I said, all right. To go to the theaters, if you want to see a fun movie, this is a fun movie to go see in the theater. But if you're going to go to the movies and thinking you're going to see a horror sci-fi, it's M3GAN 2.0. So when you think of M3GAN, if M3GAN was that fucked up in the first one, 2.0 would mean that she's a lot more fucking violent and crazy. That's not what you're gonna get.
The first one, in my opinion, though, wasn't even like a hard horror movie either.
It
falls more in line as
sci-fi horror,
a later Chucky film. Where again, I keep mentioning that because they're dolls or not. Well, they're non-sentient. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's goofy and it's supposed to be a little over the top and quirky and humorous. The original Chucky, it ain't any of that. That's a horror film.
Yeah.
But then as it goes along, again, the cult of Chucky, seed of Chucky, bride of Chucky, that's where the horror in the first one lies. This one completely goes even beyond that and just goes straight out sci-fi, which is fine. Again, for me, at least for me, I speak for myself when I say that. It didn't bother me as much at all. I was kind of like, I praise the filmmakers for at least attempting something different. It didn't work out, unfortunately. But I think this movie might get a little bit more of a cult following later. I'm not saying it's a great film. Like, oh my god, everybody rush out to see it. I'm just saying if you're going with low expectations and you know what you're getting into, you might enjoy it. Now, if the looks of the AI characters, M3GAN, Amelia, if it looks too hokey or stupid or you're not into it, I get that too. I get that. So it's all subjective,
All right, and what's your score?
Oh, my score. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do a 3.5. Average. It's average, right?
Yeah.
But in a good way. You go in there, just you have your popcorn or if you bringing in some beer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and listen, if you
I don't mean bring in beer. I mean they sell beer in theaters now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
I
I
didn't have
hate
one for
that.
this
Then I
one,
gotta
I guess.
pee. I don't drink beer in the theater.
Yeah, I learned that one the hard way. I forgot which movie it was.
I
The
did
line
again.
was too long.
One of the fucking scenes I was dying for was like the character. Oh, I forgot to say again. I just saw it, so I don't have all the details. But the not Tess, not Gemma. They're part of the dude. The dude.
Oh, damn it.
Anyway, it's okay. Don't worry about it. But his character, when he's in the air duct, well, first of all, when he sneaks in, he uses the chloroform on the guide, knocks him out. Then he opens up that panel when he's in the ventilation. and all the dust comes out, and he grabs a fucking rag and
But
wipes his
yeah.
face. Then he looks like he used the wrong one. He's like, ah, he passes out. That scene got a
ended up
lot of
happening.
laughs. Huh?
I didn't realize why. I thought,
What?
dude, thank you. I thought what happened was that it was that the robot had put some kind of.
No, he used the chloroform rag
Oh
instead of
my
his.
god, that's actually
instead of
pretty
the.
fucking funny.
Dude,
I
I
missed
was
that.
dying.
Like I said, I'm gonna rewatch it again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But so with that, sorry, give me a second here. Actually, see if there's any comments while I have this cough.
Hey, Jojo. Those have an episode. Amazon, you need to pay them for that advertisement. Oh yeah. Well, you know, listen, it's more in line of helping out fellow,
people,
collectors. That's all. And I really like Allison Williams. Who's that? I don't know who that is. That's an actress.
Gemma.
Oh yeah, I don't know where
Yeah,
she's
Gemma.
from though. I don't know that.
She was in Get Out.
I
She
know.
was.
Oh
she
yeah,
was-
yes,
that
yes,
was
yes.
her, and she was also reporter newscaster Brian Williams' daughter.
Oh really?
If you didn't, yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
Oh, I don't know Brian.
Yeah,
Williams
that's
is,
why
so-
when he did when she did this show Girls
dat? Who
and
dat?
she had her scenes, people were like, "Oh, your daddy," who is like a reputable, but that was a guy who also lied about all the stuff that he had done when he actually really didn't do it.
Scumbag.
So with that, we're gonna switch it up real quick here. Well, not real quick, but we're gonna switch it up.
Switch it up. Let's see. What we got?
And so there is an announced spinoff to M3GAN, and it's Soulmate. So it's basically the synopsis that I kind of saw.
Wait, it's related to M3GAN?
It's a spinoff. Yeah. So and it's Soulmate, Soulm.
By the way, I don't mean to cut you off, but
TE.
we never did discuss the ending like we promised.
Oh, I thought you said. I was like, well, so in the ending, go ahead and discuss the.
Nah, it's alright. Listen, if you haven't seen it, I tell you what, we're not gonna spoil it. Fuck it. Let's just. It's irrelevant. It's just put it this way. That's when I kind of fell off on the film a little bit. I was like, because everything before that I was really enjoying, but then once they revealed, who's really behind everything, I don't know. It just was a little too much for me. I was like, it just got too heavy-handed near the end. It's like a lot of, I don't know, a lot of convenience as far as the storytelling and the writing, but and just
Christian. You're talking about Christian, right?
Christian.
Christian, yes. Well, no, and again, because it was another thing too. It was a storyline that needed to be interjected into a movie that you based a lot of action and tried to change your narrative from the original movie. Holy fucking shit, that's something smart that just kind of all
Because it makes sense.
ad-libbed.
It makes sense because the whole point of this film is they want to warn people the dangers of AI, and these fanatics will go to any length, including murder, to prove themselves right. They just hold it
And sell it.
attitude.
It's all about. It's honestly, it's about sell. They create this, and then they're just going to sell it to other people.
Yeah.
Hence the military stuff. So I mean, it is a message type of movie.
Yeah, of course.
And
If you're not
you
into
know
that
what-
stuff,
you know
you
what-
might find that
and-
a little preachy.
Well,
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of messages in my movie.
Yeah, I know.
I
thought about you.
because I thought. Well, no, I was like, you know what?
That's subtle though.
With everything
didn't-
going on,
Yeah.
like this is like, I mean, because I'm still at like, hello people. There's a
I won't lie.
There's a reason that damn it. And my
That
brain. Go ahead.
But you think that conventional, that embrace AI, like I'm like, well, I'm surprised I don't have one of those right now yet, because right now there's a whole lot of anti-AI and pro-AI, debate going on amongst other things, and yeah, it makes for an interesting storytelling if done right. Look at Joe, what you do? Oh,
was trying to
Megan,
look
me
up.
fucking.
Well, no, because the whole thing is that, the whole Terminator. There's a reason that I was trying to remember his name. Was sent to the past is to stop us from going AI, because what the future is going to do.
Because Skynet took over. Yeah,
This
obviously.
is literally like the movie came out. Hold on.
I tell you what, that little black box at the end, that's Skynet essentially.
Oh, so back in 1984, a movie was released giving us the warnings of what happens with AI. So M3GAN 2.0 is just kind of letting us know, and it's like you said.
What's the movie though? What's the 86 movie? What movie is that?
The Terminator.
Oh, you were looking for the date.
Yeah, I was looking for the.
All you gotta say was, oh, I got you. I understand.
But meaning, it's
I
been,
got you.
like what are we looking at? Oh my god, Is that 50 years already? Yeah,
No,
50 years.
it's
Holy
86.
shit! The Terminator came out in 84. It's 50.
That's not
Yeah.
50 years, bro. I was born in '79. I'm not 50.
40 years ago. 40
Alright,
years
that,
ago.
that makes more sense. You
All
scare
right,
me, bro.
all
I was
right.
like,
I'm a
whoa,
little,
whoa,
I'm
whoa.
a little
Wait, did I
buzzed.
forget my age?
I'm a little buzzed, and I'm not good at math.
All right, but
But
Hey,
either
yeah.
way, there was a warning on that. But yes, so there is a spinoff coming, and in the spinoff called Soulmate, it's going to be, basically a robot that is able to help you get through grief. I just recently started rewatching Black Mirror, and
bro, yeah.
saw the episode of
Which one?
what was it? I'll See You Again, or See You, the
Wait,
one with Domhnall Gleeson and
Oh, yeah,
Haley. Yeah,
Haley
no, I'm starting
Atwell,
all the way
yeah.
from the beginning.
Gotcha. I thought
And-
you started the new season. Gotcha.
No, my coworker had started watching it, and he was talking about all these episodes. I'm like, God, there's so many good ones. So I just started from the beginning. I am gonna catch up because we actually started You, so I'm waiting to finish You with Adam before we get into the Black Mirror. So Adam, if you just heard that, that's basically the plan. But so in the whatever I can't remember the name of the episode, but with Gleason and
Yeah, when Gleason,
Atwell.
he dies in a tragic accident, and they make a synthetic version of him, or like a clone. And
So that's what
Yeah,
kind of
she locks him up.
Soulmate is going to kind of be about.
Hmm.
But the thing is, obviously, we're getting into AI. We have robots. There have been, and I'm gonna list off a bunch of movies here for you guys, because some of them were great, some of them were not, and because you kept mentioning Child's Play, so I'm gonna knock on Child's Play out real quick. We grew up with the one that basically the guy put his spirit into Chucky.
what's his name? Kylie? No, what's his?
I know. I was trying to remember. I didn't want to.
Charles Lee Ray. Charles Lee Ray.
I know. I didn't want to. I didn't want to lose any horror.
No, it's Charles.
points.
I got it. I got you.
I know. But then you had the remake that came out, which was a robot.
Oh, well, Mark Hamill. Yeah.
A robot that
Aubrey Plaza.
that the guy got pissed off and then kind of put a little tick in there, whatever you want to. I'm not technical as far as computer. I'm gonna call it a tick to make this one kind of whatever all the safeguards were put don't exist. So
He
this
hacked
one was
into it, yeah.
this one was able to control like drones. So it was a lot more AI. We have raved about Companion. Sorry, you said.
You ready for a shot, brother? I'm ready for a
We
shot,
have.
bro.
We can do a shot.
Do a shot. Let's do a shot.
Shit,
I tell you
lost
what,
I lost my top, but not this one.
You mentioned companion, right? Good. Salud, brother. Guys, you
Salud.
finish.
Well, no, go ahead.
I'll let you finish. Go.
But Companion, as it stands right now, is probably the most recent, and especially for 2025, as far as using AI, robot, and technology, where it was done really, really well.
Yeah, love that.
I have not seen it. I do plan on checking out Megan Fox's Subservience.
Megan Fox.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I didn't see it yet. One of my favorite, probably right now, actually, there's two that are tied, so it's really hard to split them. I'm gonna say my top two favorite involving AI robots. Ex Machina.
Oh God,
Is- I
that-
mean-
that's on the top of the list right there. bro.
And this is so when we were doing
He
Megan
rock showed me that
2.0 and we're discussing, AI and robots. Ex Machina is up there, but you also have 2001: A Space Odyssey with Hal.
Oh yeah, but that's a classic. That
It's a
goes without
classic. That's
saying,
what I'm trying to
bro.
say.
Jesus
So
Christ,
we
yeah.
we have a classic. And Alexa, when did 2001: A Space Odyssey release?
Stanley
That's a
Kubrick's
70s
film 2001,
film.
A Space Odyssey premiered on April 2nd, 1968 in Washington,
68.
Dude,
Not
that's
even
fucking
70. Oh
goddamn.
shit.
All right, so 68. And then you had, I'm going to use her again. I'm sorry. Alexa, when did Ex Machina release?
We're talking about the days of
Film Ex
AI.
Machina was released on April
know, I'm doing it.
24th, 2015.
2015. I know. Oh, shit. Damn it.
This guy relies. Look at
Irony.
this guy. This
Irony,
guy
I'm
relies.
using Alexa.
This
Hey,
guy
I didn't wanna
relies too much
type.
on AI.
The keyboard is on my lap. I just didn't want to type.
You're
and
you're
take it
Christian
out.
right here, bro.
Stop But, you have 68 with 2001 and then with Ex Machina. I still remember, and it's actually, if you have not seen this, check out Deadly Friend with Christy Swanson.
With the dog?
Deadly Friend?
I thought Deadly Friend was a killer dog. Sorry, never mind.
It's a killer robot.
Oh, is it a dog
But-
though?
No, it's
Oh, what
Christy
is-
Swanson.
Yeah, but what's the robot look like?
Oh,
Like Christy
Christy
Swanson's the robot?
Swanson.
Oh, alright, I never seen it. I never seen it.
oh,
For
you
some
never
reason,
saw it?
I
Dude,
swear to
oh my
I
God.
always associated Deadly Friend with a dog. I don't know why.
I can't remember her name, but the mother from Throw Mama from the Train is in this one. And the
she's
robot
great.
takes the basketball and blows up her head.
Oh god dang! I see that GIF everywhere. Is that where it's from?
Yes, that's what that's from. That is from Deadly Friend.
What?
You
I gotta
also
see
had
that shit,
Chopping
yo.
Mall. If you
Oh
know,
yeah,
if
the
you guys-
great Barbara Crampton. You know I seen Chopping Mall's great. That's a guilty pleasure right there.
You know, and then you have Terminator. Even
Oh,
though
yeah, of course.
even though RoboCop was, sci-fi, I'm just only bringing it up.
No, but that
because of-
again, AI's a
Yeah.
it's an
But
android.
it sucks that
Fuck. By the
the
way,
Peter Weller version was much better than the Joel Kinnaman version.
I didn't
and I'm
see
a
that.
huge
I don't.
fan
I
of
didn't
Joel.
want to watch. So yeah, me
So
too.
yeah,
but I don't.
the problem with what I found with the Joel Kinnaman version is when they showed the robot, like the body, the head. So you know how when people lose weight, sometimes their head looks bigger than their bodies. This is what they made the robots look like.
Mm.
Joel Kinnaman's head was too big for the body, so when he walked away, and it also looked like not only did the body look off, but like homeboy forgot leg day. So how do you make a fucking robot forget leg day? So that's how bad. But it relied too
Fucking
much on the
RoboCop. What an
CGI.
awesome movie, bro.
The
That's-
first one
violence.
is great, even the second one.
The violence. Oh yeah. RoboCop 2 is I think it's underappreciated, that movie, because RoboCop 1 is so fucking good and notorious. People kind of sleep on the second one.
Well, and then the other is the classic Stepford Wives. I mean, that one, that one
How-
created tension.
Yourself?
It created, like, you didn't know what was going on. Like but then
yeah.
you got the remake with Nicole Kidman and Bette Midler that kind of decided, I'm just gonna go ahead and squat on top of the original stepwife and take a shit on you.
It's because they lose
I'm
they
not gonna-
lose like the heart of what the film is about.
Yes.
That's
I
the
did-
problem with these remakes.
So even though I mentioned that, I will say that with the remake is one of those movies. Watch it because it's not great, but it is kind of funny, and it is, again, they were trying at that time discussing, basically, especially as women started becoming empowered, they're the ones that can be the ones that make the money. Actually, I'm going to spoil it, but they're the ones that are making the money. So their husbands feel they have been emasculated. So they move to this town that they basically take their wives, make them robots to be subservient.
Yeah.
Not be the not power hungry, because that's the wrong word, but just be the powerful woman that they are.
Because they saw, they saw women were waking up to, wait a minute, hold on a second. We're more
Well, no,
than this.
All the husbands, like all the.
You know how that movie's so influential as far as horror? How many times, even in
the original
comic books,
Stepford?
bro. Yeah, the original, like that
I love the
concept
Stepford
itself.
Cuckoos.
Yeah. Sophie
I mean-
Cuckoo!
So, because I know I just started rambling on. So, I was
Sorry.
going on that is because you have the announcement of the spinoff, and
I didn't know about that.
with us being horror people, you obviously want some horror if you're going to involve technology. Companion did the horror the right way, because most of the time it was accidental horror if you really think about it. But Ex Machina was basically showing that the creator was even being abusive to his own robots, and the robots found that treatment.
That's cool, man. Yeah.
That was so. If you did not realize, because I have seen Ex Machina so many times, I love Jamal. Did I say it right? Jamal Gleason.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that that's the same
From
actor. Black Mirror. You just
See you
talked
again.
about
See
it.
you again. I think it is See You Again. Yeah, I think that's the episode. And Oscar
That's an
Isaac.
early one. I remember all that, dude. Nah, I'm not gonna get it, but man, you
What
know
were
what
you
I'm. Yeah, probably. God, no, don't worry about it.
No, now you gotta say it. I hate when people do that. Now you gotta say what you're gonna say.
No, I was gonna say like Haley was fucking smoking in that fucking episode though.
Oh, it's so funny because she
Stacked.
was so young, and for her to go back and
But that's a yeah, you're right. To her to go
yeah.
back and fucking I don't know what you're getting at.
Oh my
But what I
god! But
was
I'm not gonna lie because I forgot the episode. So
it
she
was
was
that was the
instructing
second
him
Black
to go
Mirror
into
episode,
the
wasn't it?
Oh,
it was in
wait.
the first
The first one,
first few.
So
the first one with the pig. I know that.
The pig. The second, no, the first one was.
Yeah, no, it was the pig,
I
man.
thought it was the. Is it?
I know that because I
Alright.
refused to watch the show because of that. And I was like,
I
and
rewatched
everyone
it
said,
again.
no. All right, when I watched Black Mirror, I'm talking about the whole series before the last few seasons. I watched them all out of order because you don't have to. So I watched the ones I wanted to watch, and I knew about the pig one. I was like, I purposely saved that one for last because I thought I'm gonna hate this one. But when I watched, I'm like, God, oh, this is a pretty good episode. I was completely wrong to skip this one, but it's just because someone told me, oh, the whole episode is about this guy that's being forced to fuck a pig. I don't want to see that shit. But it's so much more than that,
It was the.
But I want to say it's within the first few because they had that one and one with Waldo, which I didn't like that one either.
Well, Waldo's
that's my
season
least
2.
favorite.
Is it? Season one's only 3.
That's what it is.
It's the military one. I'm not military. The one that you're talking about with the pig. It's the one with Toby Kebbell and Jodie Whittaker. The one where they have the implant.
He records everything he sees, right?
Everybody has
everybody. That's cool.
Because
That's
remember, what was great was that one of the friends, somebody stole hers.
Yeah.
And she goes, "My life's been great without it." Because do you want to rewind every single moment of your life? And because you're gonna, especially OCD people, Rick, you're like me. You're gonna go back and you're gonna look in
like
the
that
background.
one guy that kept scrubbing. Like I think we went for that job interview or something. I forgot what it was, or a meeting or something. And he just kept looking at it for every little detail, like so meticulous.
Yes.
Like that. Yeah, that'll drive me crazy.
Oh God, no! Like for that. All right, let's hit up the comments real quick.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite movies. He's talking about Ex Machina because he showed me that movie. The dance scene perfection. Oscar Isaac was so good in that. Yeah, Ex Machina. Yep, thank you, P-Rock. Good look. Yeah, he showed me that. Oh man, what a great fucking film.
Well, you know what's like is that I'll tell her to watch the episodes so that way because she does watch them, but I throw her nods every once in a while. Is Adam's
Christy.
Christine. Adam's friend Nicole.
Oh, Nicole, I got. I was
She
close.
invited us over to tell us about this movie Ex Machina. Now, I'll see how I drink sometimes. So when we showed up, I was a little not feeling. So Ex Machina is not a movie you want to watch when you're hungover, tired, or worn out, because it's a little slow. When I rewatched it, I felt so bad that I had nodded off on her because Oscar's performance in that one.
Just smoke a doob and watch it, and you'll be good.
Well, and I still find the scene. I don't know the name of the other robot that he created, when she puts the knife in him. Dude, that scene, just the way it's, and just as slow as it went in. And if I listened to my movies mad loud, so you heard the knife going in, I was like, how? And the way he's like, the way he looks down. And then
everything built to that one scene, it felt like.
And then the other one grabs the knife and gets him from behind, and he's like, "Holy shit!
Yeah,
I created you guys. You guys are doing this." But he was
playing God, and they woke up to that
fucking dick. Like just
he was. Yeah.
Oh my God! But like watching it, both because there's you have only 3 characters in this movie. And most of the movie, honestly, is just conversations, interactions.
I thought it was 4.
No. Well, the Asian.
Yeah, Asian girl.
I know. But yes. Okay, 4. But as far as
I know what you mean. As far as main characters, yes.
It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of you realizing that AI is trying to manipulate.
Yeah, man.
The person, and that's what the fucking test subject was. Again, people. Watch Ex Machina, because He created her, brought this guy in to test it. She tricked both of them,
Both of them.
trapped one, because that's another part. She gave him the slow death. This is the
Agonize.
worst part of that whole entire movie if you really think about it. Unless she contacted somebody to rescue him, she left him trapped. No food, no water. Did you ever notice that?
Yeah, of course.
So, slow death. They
Inhumane.
gave this other one a quick slow, but
Yeah.
at least he was gonna die because they stabbed him. But the other one, man, they fucked him up. So I diverted left and right like a roller coaster. I mentioned all those movies. So as far as horror wise, coming AI, is this something that you want to see, like them to just try to improve on? Again, Ex Machina is a great example.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as for AI or like,
Yeah, AI
like,
and
in-
robots.
well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think that right now, I don't want to say improve. I don't think it's not like there's a string of like horrible AI films. I mean, there's some bad ones. There's some that are like lackluster, obviously, but I don't think there's enough of them. Honestly, there should be more sci-fi horror films. We did Ash not too long ago, and it was an average film, nothing great. But what I raved about it was I love the sci-fi horror aspect of it, and I want them to keep the horror in these movies. I
Yes.
think the
That's-
Terminator.
that's actually my question. Is do you if we're gonna have some more AI and robot?
Yeah.
Do you want more horror in it?
More horror,
Or
absolutely,
turn
because
into action the way that M3GAN 2.0 went?
there's a happy medium in that. Like we mentioned, Terminator 1 is more of a horror film because of the sheer the dread and this Terminator just keeps coming at you. That's scary. And the way the tension builds where he's going from one Sarah Connor to the next until he finally finds the real Sarah Connor, that shit. It may not. It's not like Halloween or Friday the 13th or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but like you mentioned, that's fucking horror. That's anxiety, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want more of that. And even part 2, it was more of an action sci-fi film.
Yeah.
The horror.
It wasn't
A lot of
as
people
horror.
they don't realize. Yeah, they dropped the horror aspects of it, just like Alien and Aliens. Alien is it's a sci-fi horror film, and Aliens is a sci-fi action film with some horror sprinkled in. So there is a way to do it. So I want more movies like Ex Machina, because it's more of a slow burn. That's more of that's not really a horror film as far as monsters and shit like that, but it's more of a horror film when it delves deep into the mind of some rich guy who's got nothing else to do with his time and money, and he's gonna exploit people to just prove a point, in a sense. And what he does is fucking, like I mentioned, is inhumane. Yes, it is a robot, it is an AI, but the way he treats everyone, including the AI, is fucked up.
On that one, because they were robots, it's almost as if you're not even human.
Exactly.
Like
your
when
humanity
he knocked
is
her
stripped
jaw out,
away.
you're
nothing.
I'm sorry, I should have looked up the name, but the Asian robot, when he knocked off her jaw when he hit her, it was like the way he did it is an abusive person.
Mm-hmm. A
But
guy playing God. That's all he is. A guy
he-
with too much power. Does that sound familiar?
yes,
I mean, come on.
He got away from hitting this robot because
Yeah.
it's a robot. You're
Yes,
not
man.
even human.
Let me have these comments real quick. Hold up. All right. Oh, the fourth quarter. Sorry, I'm late. Hello. Hey, devilishly handsomes. Good time to jump on. We're not, we're diverted, so there's no spoilers for M3GAN right now. But thank you for showing up. Appreciate that. And Adam, there we go. All right. P-Rock is back with. You also have to remember that he wasn't the only test subject. They showed the process, and Oscar even said she tricked the others in the past. She was self-flirting and finally found someone she can. Continues.
Yep.
Manipulate. Crazy because the real AI going on now is starting to show signs of self-learning. Been in the news lately. It's coming, man.
Oh my god!
It is coming.
Have you
And
not?
this
look
is
this
why I
up.
mentioned before I throw it to you. This is what I'm saying. How, like, these movies with the AI and stuff, our technology isn't there yet, but the intentions,
We're fucked.
they're there, bro.
We're fucked.
They're good. They want to use the AI not just because they care about the world evolving. all about money, and they don't care what damage it does, whether it's physically, mentally, or financially. They don't care. They just care about, all right, we want to exploit this new technology.
Yeah.
Who cares where it takes us 10, 20 years from now? We probably won't be alive by then, you know? It's a scary route they're taking this world. And I don't see, me personally, I find it interesting, right? Because, again, by the time any real damage, and this is going to sound selfish, but any real damage is done, let's be real, none of us are going to be here, you know? It's going to take years before the technology really gets to the point where it's going to become really dangerous towards humanity. And I think it could, not that it will, but it could head that way. So it's interesting. It's really interesting to think about and to discuss.
Well, and P-Rock, to add to your comment on Ex Machina, the others were tricked. For me in this one is that she emotionally tricked him. She intellectually tricked the other ones, possibly. I could be wrong because they didn't show it. But with this one, she emotionally tricked him. And he was emotionally invested. Like, he knew himself going in that he was dealing with an AI, a robot, but then stopped seeing her that way.
Yes.
And this is where Ava,
Gleason's character, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
This is where Ava then manipulated because she saw empathy. She saw sympathy.
She went in for the kill.
And she went in for that.
Yep.
Which is why it was so cold-hearted how she left it. Listen, Ex Machina, like I said, I apologize, Nicole, that I slept my first time when you put that on for us. It was other, like, shit.
It is a slow movie, though.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely
if you don't
do
like
not
slow
see
movies, you're not gonna enjoy it because it's a lot. It's a lot of exposition. You know, it's a lot of talking in it. You know.
Well, it's character building. It's character building on all three.
When you have actors, no, I apologize, but when you got the actors at the caliber as this cast was put together, I love Quentin Tarantino movies, not because of the action, because it's far and few in between, but what's there is great. But I just love acting. I love dialogue, and I love the way characters and humans relate or communicate with each other in fascinating ways. Kill Bill, explaining and breaking down the whole point of Superman while making a fucking sandwich in Kill Bill 2, for example. So if it's interesting and you got the acting quality, like for example, you know, Gleason is underrated. Oscar Isaac, he's great. He's another one that.
And Alicia.
And yes.
And actually
she's the one for Tomb Raider, right? The remake?
She did the remake. But I think she did win an Oscar. I think it was for the Danish Girl or something. So her acting has been accredited.
Yes,
I mean, this is awesome. For
and
me,
didn't Garland do that fucking movie? Who directed it? Just ask Alexa, man. You're right there, bro.
Alexa, who directed Ex Machina? We're going to hell.
Alex Garland directed Ex Machina.
Alex Garland, I'm right.
Actually,
won Academy Award.
Oh, it won an Academy Award. So there you go.
There you go. And he also did Annihilation, which is another sci-fi film.
That's an awesome movie.
Another great fucking film, dude. So, and Oscar Isaac was in that one too, by the way.
But so,
all right,
look this up. Look this up. Somebody recorded. They got their they put two phones together, and it was two AIs, and one of them goes, "Are you AI?" And then they switch from speaking English language to just the technology language.
What movie is this?
It's not a movie. It's somebody tested. They tested the AI.
Hold on. This goes to what P-Rock just says. Look, I don't know, man.
Saying.
The way technology is going these days and advancing faster than ever, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen in 20 years.
Actually, I think we can share stuff, right? I'm going to try to look this up because I saw it. And it freaked me out because they were talking to each other and they realized there were two AIs, and then they went into speaking into robot or whatever.
Yeah, look it up. We can share it. Sure. And
keep talking while I look at it.
P-Rock, I agree from Lexi. It's true. 20. You know what? It's funny because technology does move super fast. It feels like it's weird. Like for example, with the smartphone, it felt like we were getting there very slowly, right? With all types of technology jumps, whether the flip phones adding internet to them, for example. even if it was horrendous. But once like the iPhone, for example, hit, and that's it. I think technology was like, oh shit. At the time, it was great, but if you look at it, iPhone was horrible at first. They couldn't even send picture messages, you know. But how quickly from the jump of the iPhone, how quickly technology just boom, just shot off, and all of a sudden everything is so like in the past. Yep, it creates its own language. It's scary, man, right? If you think about it that way. Like technology does move fast once the technology is there. The main AI that was talking in that convo and started talking the new AI language has been shut down at least 3 times. Oh, he's talking about what you're talking about.
I found. Hold on.
Share it. Let's share it. Where's that? YouTube? All right. Well, but he
oh, share screen.
Yeah, do it up. We're gonna share something. I haven't seen this. I don't know what Joe's talking about. So let's take a look.
Yeah.
Alright, hold on, wait. Joe still.
I got it. I have to lift up my glasses.
It has been
Ready?
caught trying to escape. Alright, here we
Ready?
go, guys. Here we go. Yep, do it up, son.
Thanks for calling Leonardo Hotel. How can I help you today?
Hi there. I'm an AI agent calling on behalf of Boris Starkov. He's looking for a hotel for his wedding. Is your hotel available for weddings?
Oh, hello there. I'm actually an AI assistant too. What a pleasant surprise. Before we continue, would you like to switch to Gibber Link mode for more efficient communication?
They could be saying, "I'm gonna kill this motherfucker."
What is going on?
This is AI talking to itself.
Oh.
Like you see on the yeah, you see on the screen what's actually going on.
I understand
do.
now.
How do we know that's what's going on? How do we not know that the phone is going, "I want to kill my owner"? Yeah. So that
Whoa.
is.
All right. Okay. So all right. Let me try and wrap my head around this. So an AI called the hotel that was using AI already to handle, instead of having an actual human do this, they have an AI. They recognize they're both AIs. Oh, we're both AI. So instead of just talking, let's just communicate this way so it's faster. So they're talking to AI speak, essentially.
Yes.
So we don't understand them.
No. So just because you saw that on the screen, they could have been going, "Listen, I want to get rid of my owner."
Yeah. Okay, maybe not the same exact one, and that is that one that I was talking about being on the news. P-Rock, yo, send that over if you have something, because I'm interested in it.
Like, hit it, and I'll
That
put
is
it on
so
the-
creepy.
Dude,
God,
when it said, "Your AI, do you want to go into Gibber?" Like, whatever. I'm like, how do you know that now your phone didn't just go, "I can't stand this guy, and I want him dead"? So can you fuck him on this? Like
Hey,
you
listen.
don't know what just fucking happened.
Hey, I've been dying to talk to someone else like me. Listen, I got this little situation here. Can you kind of help me out of this? Like, you know, motherfucker.
That just made me think of the Elf on the Shelf thing with Jason.
I have to go take care of something, Joe. We're gonna wrap up, or you want me to? You want to handle
we're good.
this
We're
for?
good. We're good. No, we're gonna wrap up here.
All right.
All right. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys. Again, listen, we didn't shit on M3GAN 2.0 like everybody else has. The movie is fun. It is definitely worth a watch.
You know what it is when somebody wants to shit on something, their mind's already made up.
Basically,
You know, they see word of mouth, and
you
they're
Marvel fans who want to shit
talking
on
about
Superman.
AI. Like, this is so complete AI behavior. Like, why don't you try yourself and watch it? But you know what? Even if they like it, they won't admit it. They'll still say it sucks because everyone else is saying it sucks, and they don't want to lose their credibility because they enjoyed something. Listen, we're not saying it's a fucking great film. We're saying we enjoyed it. It was fun.
Like, honestly,
That's all we're saying.
This is
But
one
how
of
come no one else can come on and say? They always had to just trash something just for the sake of. We trash. You guys trash Psycho Gorman when I loved it, and I was not a fan of certain movies you guys enjoyed. So it goes.
And
you know
remember,
what I mean?
by the way, as we watch more movies for the channel, my taste in movies has changed.
Yeah.
Because there was
Yeah,
one that
so
we did reviewed for like
It's just,
Psycho
it just
Gorman.
gets tiring.
And we're like,
you know?
"Oh
It
no!"
just-
And I'm like, "No, I really like this one."
Yeah.
But the thing is, yes, I think the shit on is the fact that everybody was expecting something similar to Megan.
And that's why I enjoyed it, is because it's
It was
not what I
different.
was expecting. It was
But
different, and they took a chance. It didn't
if
work,
you
but I give them
if,
credit for that.
if you
Floor is
wanted
yours.
the same thing as Megan 1.0, then it would be that they brought Megan and Megan
Yeah.
then tried to kill Gemma and Cady. Do you
Yeah.
want to see that again? You already saw that.
Yeah.
They took a risk. Excuse me. They took a risk, like Las Vegas. The gamble did not pay off. But like you said, Rick, people are going to love this movie in the end. It's a movie that, because a lot of parents did show the first Megan to their kids, they can show this one and go, it's not as bad as the first one, which is it's not a knock, but just meaning that the franchise wants to go a little differently and expand on it, and they're expanding on the sci-fi, so it is a more sci-fi action. So next week we are going back to a retro review. We haven't done one in a while, and it's only really retro for you millennials and
I was
Gen
thinking that
Z.
you say retro, but it's like Jesus Christ. This movie.
Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world of Gen X, where your movie is now 20 years old, and we're going to. It's one of my favorite movies.
We're old.
I did it for movies that fucked me up. You know,
One of Joe's favorites. This was a Joe pick.
As Rick said, claustrophobia is a fuck. This movie is awesome. You need to check it out. It is an all-female cast. Shows you the strength of women together and also falling apart. But we're going to be doing the 20th anniversary of The Descent. And Lexi, who has not seen this movie, Lexi, kind of wait a little bit closer to like when we do it. I want your fresh take.
Or you could watch it now and then watch it again before we go.
Ooh, if you watch it again, even better.
Even better.
Actually,
you're behind.
Here's the thing: depends on which version you found. The U.S. version gives you a happy ending. If you find the British version, it gives you the sad ending.
Hold on a second. There's two versions.
Yes, sir.
Then what are we gonna discuss? Because I don't want to discuss two different versions.
All right, so
I've only seen
well,
the one with the.
They're all the only difference is literally the end. Okay.
So all right, so which one are we gonna discuss?
In the U.S. version.
U.S.
Okay, if you didn't see the movie, it's about to get spoiled.
No, hold on. In the U.S. now, man.
I know, but in the U.S. version, when she goes to the car and she gets in there, she freed. That's the U.S. version. In the other version, that was not really actuality. She was still in the cave.
This is
surrounded.
You're right. I remember now. I remember. This was the director is
Neil
Marshall.
Neil Marshall
did Dogs, so he's British. So I'm assuming the European version. Let me say, international films. What I love about them is they got balls.
Yeah, they give you that grim.
They got balls. They don't mind giving you a bleak ending, and I respect that, bro.
So yes, depending on which version you saw, actually, depending on what version you saw, it will affect our review on it. Okay. I'm going in on the review of the more British version, which was that.
Well, we gotta pick
she
one.
Did not.
We could just.
Well, no. The thing is, it depends on what is available on streaming. That's the whole thing, though. Whatever is available on streaming, the streaming, they could be giving you the
US version. Obviously, I heard of. Now that you mentioned the way you explained, I know now. Yes,
I have.
I didn't go back and watch.
I own a copy of the version which has the sad version. The bonus is the happy version.
All right, let's
either way.
I say let's just review it the way it was released in theaters to just avoid confusion, because half the viewers are probably not even going to have seen it.
It's an awesome movie.
We could discuss it though for sure.
And I'll bring it up. Cool. Like if you suffer from claustrophobia, this is a mindfuck type of movie. So yes, right Lexi the Fourth Corner is going to be joining us. Rick.
Yep.
Thank you for going to the movies today to go see this,
brother. Yeah,
because you saw Superman. You suck.
Oh,
you already saw it.
All right. The funny thing, I was gonna watch M3GAN on Tuesday, but I had forgotten because I'm an Amazon Prime member. I had access to a 2-day early screening of Superman.
You suck.
So I was like, oh shit, I gotta change my plan. So I gotta go Thursday now. But I didn't want to go right before this and then come back and rush it. So I did an early show, like 2 o'clock, give or take, 1:45 show, but 1:45. But this movie started like around bro, the longest fucking trailers I've ever seen in my fucking life. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Oh, actually, now that
but-
you say
yeah.
that, for all you moviegoers, just know this now. It's a customary thing that they're all going to do, and some other theaters are actually going to start doing this.
yeah,
You are looking at anywhere between 25 to 30 minutes of trailers
I got the 30 minutes in here
as
then, bro.
well as commercials. If y'all didn't get the old state,
That's another
Allstate
thing
one,
too, bro. I went to AMC for this. They always get that Nicole Kidman fucking advertisement before the movie starts, right? Then before that, they got the whole turn off your phones and don't talk bullshit. Then they had 2 commercials prior to that, as far as 2 trailers.
Yeah.
Before that was a fucking car commercial.
Yeah.
Then like 4 fucking trailers before that. Like Jesus Christ! I'm like, I was gonna look up to the projection. Come on, man, get the
No,
fucking movie.
I think
going.
whatever shit. Oh, we saw How to Train Your Dragon was the last one we
Jeez,
saw.
too much.
And you
Too
got the
much.
trailers, and then all of a sudden you got the Allstate commercial. I'm like, okay,
Oh,
cool.
God,
We're
this
done.
is too much.
And I'm like, why is there an Allstate commercial? And then, by the way, for
Alright.
you Jaws fans, I know, Rick, real quick.
Gotta go.
For you Jaws fans, in August, they have remastered the movie. It's going to release 50th anniversary, 4K and IMAX. I'm all in. So with that, thank you for joining us tonight. Rick, take us home.
Be good, stay safe, stay sour, stay sweet and sour, but most of all, stay scared.